Hi guys, and welcome back to my studio. Today I am in full prep mode for an upcoming convention, so I thought I would take you along the journey of what I do to get ready for a convention, plus answer some of the questions and give some tips and advice to those of you who are thinking about tabling at an artist alley and kind of want to know how to get started. So let's get started. First, let me go ahead and confirm that when convention time comes around, things get messy, but I have an organized piles. This is my organized trash pile. And here I'm inventorying out stock that I have from last convention. The first couple of things to think about when you're wanting to get into joining an artist alley is first products that you're going to sell and what kind of conventions you want to attend. The first thing I would do is make a list of things that you could sell at an artist alley. Don't think you have to sell a ton of different types of items. Some people at artist alleys will pick one product and just sell that. I've seen tables that just have 5x7s. They have all the different designs, but just 5x7s. Others do just posters. So this is a lot of stuff on a table. When you have a lot of stuff to look at, it can be overwhelming. So for me, I'm going to table these off to the side, which are my commissions and original art, which I'll talk about a little bit more detailed later on. I definitely want to keep my prints and my stickers. And for the convention I'm going to, I think buttons are going to sell really, really well. So the bookmarks and mini prints are something that I'm going to put on the back burner. Depending on my table setup, if I want to bring them out, I will. But these are going to be the main things I'm going to focus on selling. Keeping a listing of your inventory is a good idea. Some people will keep it meticulously, knowing exactly how many 5x7s of each print they're bringing in, how many they sold, and how many they have in return. I'm not that meticulous, but I keep a general idea of how many things I have. The next question that I get asked a lot is, where do you get the stuff that you're going to sell? Original art and commissions are easy to get stocks because you're either have done the original art that you're bringing or you're doing the commissions there. Commissions are when people come up to your table and say, can you draw this character for me? And you do that art right at that table. Because there is so much information about doing commissions at conventions, I'm not going to really address that in this video. But if you'd like to see a video dedicated just on that information, let me know in the comment section below. All right, that brings us to the next thing, things that are not original art or commissions. One way is to create and print your own artwork. So here are some stickers that I make. I have several different videos talking about stickers, but I print them out on my printer and then cut them using my silhouette machine. If you'd like more information on how I create my stickers, I will leave that as information at the end of this video. Prints. If you have a good printer, you can print your own copies of prints. So I got some really nice luster photo paper, which is just so beautiful because it's not super shiny, but it's not matte as well. I can go as high as 11x17s on my printer, but you want to make sure it's a good quality. But if personally printing out things is not an option for you, you might want to look into a third-party printer. So I'm going to give you some deep insider scoop on the printer services that I have used. The one that I started off with and I recommend highly to everyone getting going is print services like Vistaprint. This is not sponsored, I've just worked with them and I really like their stuff. Some artists don't care for Vistaprint, so it's a personal preference. In hindsight, I think I wish I would have gone with a 4x6 for everything because they're a little bit easier to package and it's an easier framing size, but 5x7 is a good size as well. The other print that I have done in the past is poster size, and I chose to do an 11x17 for that. I am beginning to phase those ones out. For some artists, poster size sells amazingly. For me, they sell okay, but I tend to sell a lot more smaller prints. And the response I'm getting from my customers is that they want to collect so much art, but there's only so much room on their wall. So for them, a smaller size print just works better. That's why for this convention, I am premiering a new size. What I did was order an 11x17 sized poster print on super thick cardstock paper. Then I'm going to take my own paper cutter and cut it in half. And being 8.5 by 11, they're pretty easy size to frame. So I think it's going to be a nice match. But that's my other pro tip if you're going to use a third-party print service. So here's an example. When I first started ordering my supply, I got bookmarks and I loved them and they sold pretty well. They were beautiful, nice and thick, and the perfect size. They were also running me about $2 a piece to make. That's when I realized I could order a larger, odd-shaped print size and format my picture that would go onto it so that it would have the bookmarks printed on it. I think this one is an 8x6, so when I put the bookmarks on there, I can get 2x6 size bookmarks, which are like this size. They cost way less than $2 a piece. Yeah, there is the extra hassle of cutting them, and if I don't cut them right, then I've ruined some of the product. But all in all, it's definitely worth the extra money spent. Some artists do not have the time to worry about cutting things down into size, but for me, I don't mind taking the extra time to cut this into this. And don't be afraid to think outside the box. So these are my mini prints. For people who want a little bit of art but don't have any place to put it, these sell really well. Now these are just like a trading card size. They're one-sided, and if you've looked into getting trading cards, they can be expensive. But if you can get a few designs together that you want to create into mini prints, then you can put them on a larger sheet, and there you have a collection. This size here is an 8.5 by 11, so I can get 9 of these prints in there and cut them down. So there you go, some ideas on where you can get products. Not all third-party print companies are the same. Some make better products, some make not so great products. Some start off with really great products, and after you use them for a while, they start to go downhill really fast, and you have to find others. So it's a bit of a personal journey. Also, don't overlook your small town or local print company. Sometimes they can be a great place to work with and be super cost efficient as well. Plus, you're supporting local businesses, which is a win-win. Right now, I'm going to work on pressing some buttons for my upcoming convention, and while I do that, I want to talk about where to find conventions to go to. I generally have focused and researched the conventions that are in the Pacific Northwest, but I know that there are ones all over the world. A really good resource that I found is Facebook groups. There's a couple Artist Alley Facebook groups that I have joined, and they keep me up to date on the comings and goings and which conventions are good and which ones are not so good. If you've never tabled at a convention before and you're interested, the first step would be to actually attend a convention and just go through the Artist Alley and talk to as many as the artists there. Most of us there love talking to people and encouraging other artists, so don't be afraid to ask us questions. Questions like, how did we get started? What conventions would you recommend? Ask them about their displays. The only thing I have found that some artists are a little reluctant to talk about is where they get their stock printed. And I'm not exactly certain why, and it's not all artists. Don't be afraid to ask them. I've asked a few and they've just told me that they don't give out that information, but no one really gets grumpy about it. So some things to think about when choosing a convention to apply for is, first, is that type of convention going to match with what you're creating? So the convention I'm getting ready for right now is an anime convention, and I've never done an anime convention before, so I'm not exactly certain how well my stuff is going to translate. I don't have a ton of anime, so we'll see. It is a small convention, so I think it will be a good one to test out. I find that any kind of comic convention, Comic-Con, things like that, are overall accepting of everything. So you'll find a lot of anime, comic, original art. So that's what I started with. Once you find the convention type that you like, then you need to do your research and find out where they're available. Some things to think about is location. If you're going to have to travel somewhere, where are you going to stay? A lot of conventions are more than one day. In fact, some go over the weekend. So you're going to have to find lodging. If you have a friend that you can stay at their house, that is awesome because it's going to lessen your costs. If it's in your hometown, that's even better. Some convention tablings can be really, really expensive and super hard to get into. There are some that I've tried for several years and have only made the wait list for. So don't get frustrated if you don't get in. Working at a convention can be long and hard, so having a table buddy can be very helpful. Someone who can sit at the table while you walk and stretch your legs or use the bathroom or grab some food. But if you don't have a table buddy, make friends with the artists on either side of you. Generally, it's kind of a group mentality, and when someone leaves, they'll ask you, would you watch my table? And they'll do the same favor for you. So there we go. I think I covered some of the things about tabling at an Artist Alley and getting prepped and all that. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you have any fun experiences or even not fun experiences or advice to give to people who are tabling, let's just have a big chat about it in the comments. If I have enough information, I might make a part 2 of this video. Well guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you're brand new to my channel, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, God bless you guys, keep being creative, and we'll see you in another art video. Bye!